This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Hey everyone, today I thought I'd show you a simple and delicious salad which is perfect for summer barbecues. It's called salata mashwaya or grilled salad, and it's kind of like baba ganoush in texture, but it uses green peppers and chilies instead of the aubergines. It makes a great side dish or dip, and it's fantastic as a sandwich filling. If you're new here, I'm Obi, and today we'll be making this Tunisian grilled salad which is packed full of flavour. Now, let's get started. So first thing you'll need for this recipe is a bunch of green peppers. When researching this recipe, most people will be using long green peppers like this, which have a mild to slightly hot flavour. Others were using green chilies such as these, which have a medium amount of heat. The recommendation is to use whatever green peppers you can get hold of, even if that means using bell peppers and fresh jalapenos. Try to balance the heat to your preferred heat level, and in total you'll need 400 grams of peppers. I personally would go for a 50-50 split between a hot chili pepper and a mild variety. Unfortunately, I don't know the names of these peppers that I used, so if you know them, leave me a comment. The other ingredients we'll be using are half an onion, 2 tomatoes or about 200 grams, and anywhere between 4 to 10 cloves of garlic. There's quite a variation in how much garlic each recipe was using, and I've seen people use a whole head for one serving. What makes this recipe special is the smoky flavour you get from grilling and charring your vegetables. My recommendation would be to use a gas or charcoal grill if you have access to one, for a more intense smoke flavour. The objective is to char the vegetables completely, and luckily this can also be done on a gas stove or in your home oven. To start, take your peppers and tomatoes and give them a good wash, then use some kitchen towels to thoroughly dry them. Once dry, take an oven tray and place a wire rack on top of it. That will elevate the vegetables as they grill and keep them from sitting in their own liquid. An alternative would be to grill the vegetables directly on your oven's grill grate. Just remember to put something underneath it to capture any dripping liquid. Now place your chilies, tomatoes, onion and garlic on the tray, leaving as much space around them as possible. Here's what my tray looked like, but I had a little extra tomato and onion. Preheat your oven to its hottest temperature with the grill or broiler on high, then place your vegetables right at the top so they're almost touching the broiler. They'll start to burn and char like this, and it's exactly what we want to see. After 10 minutes I took the tray out and flipped everything over, then it was back into the oven for another 10 minutes. Obviously if you're cooking these on a gas stove or a charcoal grill, the cooking time will be much shorter. Once your vegetables are looking something like this, you can pull them out and move on to the next step. If you feel they need rotating and grilling for a while longer, then make sure to do that. Once you've charred all the vegetables and while they're still hot, remove them from your tray and place them in a large bowl. When they're in there, cover the bowl with some plastic wrap or cover it with a tight-fitting lid. That will trap in all of the heat and the steam, which will soften the rest of the vegetables and make it really easy to remove the charred skins. Let the bowl sit for 10 to 15 minutes before you move on. Now let's take a moment to thank today's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. There are classes covering a wide range of topics such as animation, crafts and graphic design, which are broken down into short lessons and hands-on projects. The format allows you to easily explore new skills, deepen your passions and get lost in your creativity. As a software engineer, I'm constantly learning and updating my technical skills, but one thing I've been struggling with is productivity. Recently I've been watching the class Productivity for Creators by Ali Abdaal. One takeaway from the class is to channel my procrastination in a creative way. So if I'm putting off filming by watching YouTube videos, I take note of things like the filming method, storytelling, and how I could transfer some of that knowledge to my videos. Skillshare are always adding new premium classes to their catalogue, and there are no ads so you can stay focused and learn the skills you want. The first 1,000 people who use the link in my description will receive a 1-month free trial to Skillshare Premium. Thank you Skillshare, now let's get back to the recipe. At this point your vegetables should have cooled enough for you to handle them. We'll now remove their charred skins and any seeds or stems. For the peppers you kind of want to pinch the skin and flesh and then pull them apart. The skin should tear off in large pieces like this and the whole fleshy pepper should be left behind. Once you've removed the skin on all sides, open the pepper up with a knife, then remove the core and as much of the seeds as you can. Place the flesh of the pepper in a bowl and repeat doing the rest of them. For the tomato it's pretty much the same thing. Start by peeling off the outer skin. You'll also need to open this up and scrape out all of the seeds and the watery filling. With the onion just remove the root, and if your outermost layer is feeling a bit crispy then you should remove it too. Finally, for the garlic, you should be able to just pop the cloves out of their skins. When everything has been de-skinned, take a colander and place it over a bowl, then place all of your vegetables inside it. There's still quite a bit of moisture on these vegetables which we want to drain off, so let this sit for about 10 minutes further. Finally, you'll take your vegetables and begin mincing them. I'd recommend starting with the onion alone as it's quite a bit firmer than the tomatoes and the peppers. Once you've minced it, roughly chop the tomatoes and peppers together, then mix everything together and continue chopping. The end goal here is to have a good mixture of all the vegetables, and I chose to keep this on the slightly chunkier side. When it's well chopped, you can start adding the seasoning. You'll need between half to 3/4 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. I'd recommend mixing the first half teaspoon of salt in, then taste it and see if you need the last quarter. Once I'd mixed mine in, the salad was pretty much done, and this is what it looked like. To plate it, I've added the salad to a plate and made some divots along the centre. Pour over about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil, and it's best to use one here with a strong olive flavour. Traditionally this is served with boiled eggs and tuna, but I'm not the biggest fan of tuna, so I've just used the eggs. Finally, add on a good amount of freshly pickled olives, and that's your salata mashwaya done. Serve this as a dip with some flatbreads or alongside your main meal, and you can even use it as a sandwich filler. I actually tried mine the same and the next day, and the flavours had really developed overnight. Now, let's check out the taste test. Now we need to see what this is all about. Ooh, yeah. Looks good. Oh, that is good. The salad has just got this really nice smoky flavour from, grilling the peppers, and then it's got this texture it's almost smooth, but it's not. It's basically like baba ganoush, and it's just really satisfying to eat, like with the bread and the olive oil. It's really, really a good combination. I honestly didn't expect this to taste that good since it's just such a simple recipe. However, the flavours are blended together into something amazing. Now my one isn't that spicy, and I would personally take it up a notch or two, but it is very smoky and it has a really satisfying flavour. This will work good as a side dish or as a dip, and I think it will go perfectly in a kofta sandwich. Let me know if you make this and tell me what foods you pair it with. Thanks to our amazing patrons for making this video possible, and if you enjoyed it and want to support the channel, then consider joining them. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back next week with another video.